But my grandparents really helped raise us. My grandfather was very instrumental. My grandmother was a nurse and then later a social worker. So she was really the one who got me interested in taking care of people and what nursing was all about. What really got me interested in birth was, some may remember this, but it's old. I think it was 1965. There was a magazine called Life magazine, and it had the mystery of birth. And it had all of the reproductive physiology photographs of the developing fetus and all of that. So that really sparked my interest and never left, quite frankly. Once I got into labor and delivery, I never veered from that's where I wanted to work, that's where I wanted to be. I hadn't really heard about midwives. There were no midwives, but I loved working with women and birth and all of that. So even when I graduated, I went right into labor and delivery. And later on, I had the opportunity to go to nurse practitioner school in the very early 70s. So I was only the third nurse practitioner on the western side of the state. So anyway, in teaching childbirth classes, I was looking through this magazine where, you buy different kinds of things that would help you teach the classes. And lo and behold, was that tiny little ad that advertised CNEP. And I couldn't believe it. So I immediately called, and Kitty answered the phone. I had no idea who Kitty Ernst was. As a matter of fact, for the first little while, I referred to her as the secretary who answered the phone at the school I wanted to go to. And so I ended up in the very first class of CNEP, and that's where I met Kitty and many other midwives that have had a profound effect on my career. The program itself makes you believe that you can do these things. And I think you also recognize how important midwifery care is. And you just carry the mantle. You start the program. You be unapologetic and unafraid to start a practice. One of the things that I appreciated about Frontier was it was for everybody. And it was student ready. Anybody who came, they had it figured out how this was all going to come together.
Something I really appreciate about Kerri is the fact that she has higher ed experience. And our board of directors has a lot of diverse talents, but not everybody comes from higher education. And so to have somebody on our board that understands education and nursing education and Frontier is such a gift.
Kerri worked at Frontier. My mother worked at Frontier for 14 years. And my mother and Kerri were very close, and she and my mother were just the best of friends. And when I would come to the school, before I even started working there, and I was pregnant, and she was just so Kerri. And then I would go to appointments, and she was the midwife at the hospital there. Also working at the school and the hospital at the same time. Kerri is the kind of person that is truly remarkable when you meet her. She makes you feel seen and heard.
Kerri has done so much at this institution at Northern since she's been here. And then as she became dean and became provost, things that the university currently have enhance not only my life, my work life, but also the life of the community. Things like SISU, which is the Innovation Institute. She was very instrumental in getting that going. That touches all facets of not only the university, but of the community and beyond.
Kerri is someone who is compassionate, driven, dedicated, and will always support you. She's very knowledgeable. She's someone that has answers, but also wants to be collaborative and connected.
When I first met Kerri, I realized she was somebody that I wanted to be like. She's been a mentor to me over the last 5 years. I've really enjoyed getting to know her more as a person, but she's really inspired me a lot. Kerri's incredibly passionate about whatever she commits to doing. She's an absolute joy to work with. She's very compassionate with people, and she really wants to improve people's lives and people's health.
She is determined and passionate about everything in her life. She's really dedicated her entire career to advanced nursing and midwifery. She is widely known for her very sharp intellect, her drive to push through all kinds of boundaries, and then her ability to work to create meaningful change within the field of women's health.
It was amazing, it was wonderful, it was tough, it was hard. You really had to hang in there. You really had to believe in yourself, in your own autonomy. I mean, the best friends that I have in my life came out of that program, and none of us lived by each other. I think that speaks volumes for the program. It takes a lot of your energy, it takes a lot of your time, and it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.